In modern Christianity, the term Son of God seems to have been coined as a name for or way of addressing Jesus. In its original use, it was written by Mark in his Gospel as a way of conveying the message of the religious importance and stature of Jesus. When Mark wrote his Gospel, much of it was for the Romans and other Gentile people whom he wished to share the news with and hopefully convert. The three simple words, Son of God, mean completely and utterly different things to a Jew and a Gentile. To the Jew, it is any common man. Any Jew is a son of God. However, to the Gentile, it was quite literal. For them, thoughts of the demigods such as Hercules and Perseus came to mind. Mark knew this and used this knowledge to his advantage. If he could show them the Jewish God was just as powerful, if not more, than their many gods, he would have converts by the dozen. However, it was these converts that took their new religion and mixed it with their old, and knowingly or not, made a huge impact and influence on what was then Christianity. From this, we have modern Christianity and many of its sects, although some of them show the influence more than others. For a very long time in ancient Rome, Christians were persecuted for simply being Christian. It was a hated and unaccepted practice for the Romans. They were put to death, but their lives would be spared if they publicly converted to the Roman pantheon of gods for the emperor's approval. Many people claimed to worship the pantheon, but were quietly Christian in their homes. This was in order to save their and their families' lives. Christianity was often viewed as an atheist-like sect of Judaism. As they spoke constantly about this Jesus man, the Romans did not know whether or not they actually had a god. The Romans were appalled by this idea, and so they would round up as many Christians as they could and have them executed in public for the world to see. The Roman people loved it, and they even called it a public spectacle. As the legend goes, Constantine won a great battle after seeing a vision of the cross in the sky, and so Christianity was then accepted and even adopted by himself and many people. As he and others took on Christianity, their old Hellenic religions and beliefs quite clearly began to seep through the cracks as with the religions mixed. In time, many heresies began to form, and so Constantine and all of his bishops wrote the Nicene Creed to state the religion's basic beliefs and reunite the Christians. Many Romans became Christian merely because they were given special rights by Constantine, like being exempt from taxes and having high political standings. After Constantine, Emperor Julian, who would later become Emperor Augustus, tried to go back to Hellenic religion and affirm the standing of Judaism in the empire. But after him, Theodosius I made Nicene Christianity the official Roman faith. All members of the early church were referred to as saints, but the idea of worshipping a martyr came later and most likely as a way for Romans to make peace with having just one god rather than a whole pantheon. They prayed and celebrated on the death days of the martyrs, and the Romans viewed this as an easy transition. Christianity mixed well into Rome's poor with its hopeful message of peace to come, as they lived in poverty and had terrible lives. Christian ideas of an afterlife in a luxurious heaven or a fiery hell are drawn from the Hellenic beliefs about afterlife based upon what you did while you were alive. There are many parallels between Christianity and the cult of Dionysus, who in Rome was Bacchus, as well as between Christ and Dionysus. Legends state that Dionysus died and then rose again after 3 days of being dead. Also, he was the son of Zeus, who was Jupiter to the Romans, and he was the head god, and his mother was a mortal woman who is said to have been a virgin. He is said to have traveled around and taught. Although he taught people how to make wine, he still traveled to teach. Yet another parallel is that Dionysus, whenever shown, is shown with 11 or 12 people surrounding him. Things like this have caused accusations that Jesus' story is simply the story of Dionysus given a new name and place. This topic causes a lot of heat. Liberal scholars believe Christianity is a big blend of many religious orders, while more conservative scholars stand that it is 100% unique. They think that this idea is crazy. So, knowing these facts, one must make their own opinion. The information is always there, but it's what you do with it that actually matters.
created using Powtoon.